Welcome back to my catch-em-all normal Monotype playthrough of Reborn. Last time we added 46 Pokemon to the dex and defeated Julia in order to earn the Volt badge. We can now also train Pokemon to level 25. Let's get into the episode. First, while it's raining, I head to the train station area in the lower Peridot ward. Here, with Pokesnacks in my bag, I talk to Numel to get it to join my party. Immediately to the right there is a hiker who is looking for a place to stay. We can enter the house where we found Whismur last episode and talk to the guy inside. Once again we talk to the hiker outside, and in his new house he'll give us Onix. This brings our total to 48 Pokemon. Next, we enter Obsidia Ward from Opal Bridge, heading up and left to enter the east side of the underground rail net. Here, we catch a shiny Clink. Odds of shinies are nearly 1 in 100 in this game, but it's still nice to have. This brings our total to 49. We enter a house on the southern side of Obsidia Ward and talk to the guy here. His Lillipup bolts out the door. We'll be continuing this side quest a bit later in the episode. Next, we enter the sweet shop in Obsidia Ward. I talk to the person in the upper left corner to get a chance to complete a puzzle. There are 16 rotating pieces that have to be all put in the right spot. Once we've completed the puzzle, we get Swirlix. Earlier, we were able to use the pickup ability to get a chocolate ice cream. Talking to this kid at the ice cream machine will cause them to move, allowing us to buy vanilla ice cream. Though, the first one we get is actually a Vanillite. This brings our total to 51. Next, we head south toward the slums. Here, we're stopped by our rival Victoria for another battle. I start with Noctowl, as Echo Voice is a very good move for it in the early game. Soon, her Ralts goes down, then Pichu and Torracat, so Noctowl handed us a very easy win. South of where we fought her, while the weather is windy, we can encounter Hoppip flying around. The first I battled was shiny as well. So, we catch Hoppip and now we have 52. We finally get to enter the slums. Here, we're able to catch another set of wild Pokemon. Namely, we're able to capture Mankey, Pidove, Pancham, Makuhita, and Yungoos. Aside from giving us a few new potential normal type team options, this brings our total to 57. Later, while we're exploring the slums, I take the time to pick up this Moonstone, south and east of the main path. By venturing through the lower path of the slums, I'm able to pick up this egg in the entry room. We'll be hatching this in a bit. Later on in the slums, we find this guy. He's the one who took our rare Pokemon from the Fisherman and Thief in the last episode. He has a Feebas, Drillbur, and Swinub, but luckily, Fearo's able to take each of them down with ease. Unfortunately, this guy doesn't currently have our Pokemon either, so the side quest continues later. And it will be continuing for a very long time. Towards the end of the slums, we have a boss battle against the Scraggy gang. While Yungoos went out early, Fearow and Teddiursa were able to take out one Scraggy each as well as Scrafty, leaving the other two Scraggy to be easily taken out by Loudred. Luckily, a very easy fight despite the general type advantage I had. After exiting the slums, we make our way to Coral Ward. We grab the Ultra Potion hiding in this rock, then enter the house by the Pokemon Center to offer it to the girl. As a reward, we get Skitty, and our new total is 58. Outside, while it's raining, I spot Lotad chilling on the dock. I give it some Pokesnacks for it to join our party, bringing the total to 59. Next, we meet up with Kane once more by the water, leading us to have another battle with him. While Yungoos went down early, Teddiursa was able to take care of Grimer, leaving Linoon to easily take out Popplio, Cubone, and Nidorino with some insanely lucky flinches along the way. With Kane defeated, we're able to head back into Obsidia Ward. Once we're back, Florinia and Amaria give us the TMX for Cut, allowing us to access a few new spots before the next boss battle. I teach it to Teddiursa, then I enter the salon on the eastern side of Obsidia. A lady inside will request we figure out what the Eastern Salon is doing better than them, so we enter it and check out their services. Back in the Eastern Salon, we show them the result we noticed and they'll give us a Glameow. They'll also drop the price of their services. This brings our total to 60. Next, we enter the daycare in Obsidia. Inside, the daycare couple is acting sketchy, so we talk to them further to reveal they are actually Team Meteor in disguise. After a quick battle, they will flee, allowing us to access the later part of the daycare quest. Now that that battle is over, we head down to the southwest side of Obsidia and chop down a tree to beat a guy and enter the alleyway. Here we're able to capture Wild Coughing. At the top, I approach Litleo and it runs away. We'll deal with that at the end of the episode. On the left side of the area, I give some Poké Snacks to both Plusle and Minun, bringing our total to 63. While I was grinding in this area shortly after, my Yungoos evolved into Gumshoos. Shortly after, the egg that we found in the slums hatched a Bronzor. This brings our total to 65. Next, we enter the park using Cut. Here we get to fight Team Meteor's Pulse Tangrowth, the first of many RPG-esque boss enemies, which are neat fights. This Tangrowth is grass poison with boosted defenses. I first send out Gumshoos. First to use Sand Attack, then I let it charge up damage from Hide. Unfortunately, the 60 damage given wasn't enough and Gumshoos goes down. Then, all it took was 2 uses of Fury Swipe for Glameow and I successfully take out Pulse Tangrowth. After clearing the obstacle, we're able to catch some Pokemon in the Obsidia Park. In the morning, I capture specifically a female Sunflora, as well as Oddish, Baniri, Sentret, Bellsprout, and Slackheart. This brings the total to 71. At night, I look around a little bit more to catch Venonat and Bonsly, bringing the total to 73. Almost 10% of all the Pokemon in the game are caught. We still have a lot to go. We enter the house at the top of the park here, then grab the warehouse key. If we go back to Coral Ward and enter the southwest warehouse, we find that the real daycare couple has been here the whole time. After freeing them, we enter the next warehouse to the right to grab the Opal Charm, then the last warehouse to obtain Happiny, bringing the total to 74. We also need to talk to the Meteor Grunt here to activate a certain quest so that we can do it earlier than we would otherwise without talking to him. While the weather is clear, we head back towards Obsidia from Coral Ward. Here, we find a Spoink bouncing around. After bouncing around for quite a while, we follow it back to the middle warehouse. We search the boxes and we're able to find and catch Spoink, bringing the total to 75. Now that we have access to the daycare, we can get to breeding. Since I caught a female Sunflora earlier, I put it in the daycare with a male Oddish I caught. Pretty soon I was given an egg. Next, I walked all the way to the top of Peridot Ward. Here, we again encountered Lillipup, who ran away from us earlier. Finally, after walking around for a bit, that egg that we just got hatched into Sunkern, bringing the total to 76. I next went all the way down to Coral Ward, and again found Lillipup chilling on the dock. Next I went into the Onyx Ward north of Obsidia. This is where the end of this episode will take place, but there's still a few things we have to do. Anyways, on the west side of the ward, we're finally able to obtain Lillipup. Afterwards, I grinded up the Sentret I caught in the park to level 15 so it evolved into Furret. I take Furret into this house on the west side of Obsidia Ward, and I'm able to train it for Castform, bringing the total to 79. Before we move on from Obsidia, we can talk to the girl in the department store to get our first stamp. Using it to get to the second floor, we can get Friendship Berries to evolve Pokemon by friendship if we need. We'll be getting all the rest of the stamps later, as there's tons of goodies on the floors above we want to get in the future. Back in the Onyx Ward, we enter the house to the left of the game corner, where we're given an egg. After running around with the egg for a while, it hatches into Seal. As a result of running around so much to hatch eggs, my Baniri gained enough friendship and finally evolved into Lopunny. There are tons of good normal type of Pokemon available in the normal game, Lopunny included, so it's nice having options. Since I forgot one more event, at night, I head back to the Obsidia alleyway, where an Electrike is getting bullied by Mightyena. After taking them out, we get Electrike, making the total 82. Next, we enter the school building at the top of the town. After getting rudely locked out by Fern, we make our way through the upper level, fighting the trainers there. Of note, one person will give us the coin case, which we'll need for a few Pokemon in just a bit. After inputting quiz answers I've memorized after playing Reborn like 15 times or so, I head to the left and enter the gym arena. Or, I would, but Fern is here and won't let us in without a battle, so it's time for another rival encounter. Hero was up first against Sandile, and took it out with 2 Aerial Aces. 2 more for Roselia, and 2 for Dartrix followed, but Castform had to be the one to deal the final blow when Vero went down. That's the end of Fern, for now, so we can walk right into the gym if we wanted to. But there are a few Pokemon we still can obtain, some of them at greater cost. We enter the building where we got the egg for Seal and talk to the guy here. As an apology for being friends with Fern, he lets us onto the rooftop. Here we're able to find and capture Tranquil. While the weather is clear, we search behind a rooftop tree and find Pichu. After a short battle, we're able to catch Pichu, bringing the total to 84. Since we have the coin case, it's gambling time. We enter the game corner on the Onyx Ward in the southeast side. Though we're able to grab a few coins on the ground and by talking to people, we're going to need a grand total of 20,800 coins to grab all the rewards we're going to want here. Luckily, Voltorb Flip is present in this game, making it possible to get all these coins at once. I'm not the best Voltorb Flip player there is, but I've played it a lot, so it let me get all the coins I needed in just about an hour and 15 minutes of watching TV in the background. Could be worse for sure. After getting all the coins, I talked to the ladies behind the counter to get TMs for Attract, Facade, and Substitute, and I am able to pick up Nidoran Male, Shinx, and Slugma, bringing my total to 87 Pokemon. While I was grinding for the gym battle, Lillipup evolved into Herdier, and Slakoth evolved into Vigoroth, getting us to 89 Pokemon top. Next, there are two very difficult quests we have to take care of. These required a lot of resetting until I finally got the right outcome. These are, of course, way easier if we wait till we have more team options and a higher level cap, but we're getting each Pokemon as early as possible, so we gotta do it now. Remember Litleo that ran away from us earlier? Now's the time we get to finally deal with it. We enter the Railnet from Obsidian near where we got Castform, making sure we save beforehand. Inside, we're tasked with defeating a level 35 Kling with our normal types. The winning strategy would end up relying on a lot of luck, letting Lopunny get off some jump kicks and bringing it low before going down. Next, Loudred came out, confusing Kling. After a quick confusion hit, Noctowl was able to put it to sleep, but Castform barely didn't have enough time to take it out as my initial plan was going to go. Fearow went down shortly after, but Noctowl had just enough time to knock it out with an echoed voice after putting it back to sleep. A very tough battle, but once we won, we're rewarded with Litleo. I wish that was the hardest battle during this section, but I'm afraid it's not. We next enter the Salon in Obsidian Ward. After showing the lady the Glameow we got from the other side, she'll test us in battle with a level 45 Serena, and our level cap is 25. Yikes. The winning strategy involved using Glameow's Charm and then Herdier's Intimidate to get Serena to -3, leaving Litleo to get off 2 Noble Roars to take it to -5. Lopunny got off some quick damage, but it was only by a very lucky critical hit that Fearow was able to take out Serena with a couple of aerial aces and win the battle. Our reward for this battle is Bound Sweep? Underwhelming, but that's okay. This brings us to 91 Pokemon, and it's all the Pokemon we can get before Falinga. So, we head to the Onyx Gym again, and head all the way to the back past where we fought Fern. We may only have normal types, but we do have a lot of options that could beat Grass type. And after the real Grass Gym leader who had the Serena we just fought, this will be a piece of cake fight. First out is Litleo, who uses 2 Fire Fangs to take out Maractus. After one more to hit Breloom, Litleo went down, leaving Fearow to make short work of it. Ferroseed was a bit annoying, including a potion usage from the gym leader, so Fearow went down. Next was Castform. Sun and Rain in Reborn causes the field to change to the Rainbow Field, which acts completely differently from the Desert Field Floridia relies on. Unfortunately, the Rainbow Field goes away whenever Hail or Sandstorm are used, so Ferroseed sets up a Sandstorm, taking away my idea to sweep under the Rainbow Field. Though Castform wasn't quite done yet. After one more sunny day, Castform, now Fire-type, was able to use Weather Ball to take out both Ferroseed and Cottonee, leaving a big dent in Cradily before going down. All that had to be done at this point was letting Lopunny come in, jump kick the Cradily, return the Cacnea, and the battle was over. As a reward, we got the TM for Nature Power and the Canopy Badge. That's about it for episode 2 of this playthrough. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to see the next part. Bye.